This is another one. My wife didn't know it was coming from Grommet. She just saw the name Flippr and Sweep Cleaner on the box, and she was like, what is this? Like, what did you get me? And she got this. She actually set it up all by herself and like had it like, she's like, look what came in the mail today. This thing is actually really cool. So set up in 30 seconds, just a couple poles, they go in together, and this is both a broom. Obviously you can see the bristles of the broom, but then it also flips down and becomes essentially you roll this on the ground, and it can like pick up, like we did it with like Cheerios and like crumbs on the ground. It almost acts like a little vacuum, right? And you can just empty the cartridge out. And this, again, kids, pets, so cool to have around, because you don't always want to bring the vacuum out. You don't always want to do the whole song and dance, but for those quick messes, I like what they've done here. I talked to these guys when they launched, and they were so stoked to be on Grommet. They got a bunch of sales right out of the gates, and I can see why. It's spring cleaning time. People are thinking about this stuff, how to keep the house clean as everybody's coming over because the weather's getting nicer. This is a great addition to the home. And Mars, look at that price. $30.
I know. That's another one where I was like, is that right? Because I would have thought this was a $79, maybe $99 item. So $32. Right. And what it really is, it's like a 3-in-1. This is, and I have, I live on Balboa Island. The beach is not far away. So we have sand galore in our house, especially with the dog. And I've got my black lab that sheds everywhere. And I've got 3 kids, and it just crumbs and you name it. That is the story of my life. So I'm always looking for a new broom or some solution to make it easy to keep our floors. And we've got the terracotta tile floors throughout the whole downstairs. And it's just a constant struggle for me. And I have bought so many different kind of gadgety brooms trying to solve the problem. When I saw this, I was so excited about it because it is that 3-in-1. So it is a broom, like Greg said. It's got that angled brush on it. So it gets into those corners and it was kind of hard to reach spaces. It's a very good quality brush. You can tell by the firmness of the bristles. And so it can pick up even things like sand. And so that was my biggest thing, is does it pick up sand? And it absolutely does. But the brilliance of it is you're sweeping like this, and then you're pressing this button right here, and it is going to turn into a dustpan. So you've got the sweep. So you're sweeping it one way, then you do this, and it lifts up everything you've just swept. So you don't need a dustpan. This is your dustpan. And what does that mean? That means you don't have to deal with 2 things. And we're always looking for the dustpan, even though we have a spot for it. It always seems to be somewhere else. But the fact that you don't have to bend down and you don't have to squat and put the dustpan just so to be able to pick up what you've swept. This does it all in one. So you're sweeping one way, you're picking up the other way, and then with the click of a button, you're dispensing it right into the trash can. So once it fills up, you dispense it. And there is no charge cord. There is no cord. You're not charging it. This is completely manual. So it doesn't need batteries. It doesn't need anything. It's just this all-in-one solution that does away with the need for a dustpan and a broom and a stick vacuum if you have one of those. It's kind of this all-in-one solution, and it's just so well done, well made. I mean, just the engineering of it, how they thought of it. I just, as an inventor myself, that's right where my mind goes. And I just think it's so brilliantly done. And like Greg said, it was so easy to put together. It took about, I don't know, 20 seconds or so. And it's got a really nice grip, kind of a, it's like a firm EVA foam, if you will. So one grip there, another grip right here, and then it's got a nice little band here so you can hang it on the wall, but you don't have to hang it on the wall. And that's another thing I love about it. It's freestanding. So I feel like on my broom, I'm putting it in the corner, it's always falling. I have a spot in the garage where I put it and it always falls. So the fact that this is freestanding, it doesn't need a rack on the wall. It has this hoop, but you don't need the hoop. So what a great all-in-one solution to keep, if you have hardwood floors or tile floors or marble floors, you know what I'm talking about, how hard they are to keep clean. So to have something so simple, so easy to use, you don't have to bend over anymore, which to me, that is, as I'm getting older, that's getting more and more difficult, sadly. So I think it is so smart. And the best part, now that I'm seeing the price, that it is $32. Nothing is $32 anymore.
No,
That's crazy. Like
nothing at
this,
all.
at least.
Yeah, love
So
that. So hit that QR code. I saw a bunch of you guys hitting the QR code on this one. So this one's definitely resonating. A couple more just features and reasons why you're going to love this one. No batteries, no charging, and no cords, right? So obviously, right, like there's nothing to plug in, but that's awesome. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be charged, nothing. Just go and use it. Really easy to store. Obviously, it's silent and quiet, which I think is super smart. Just a really, really cool product. And again, it's already got hundreds and hundreds of upvotes on Grommet, 288 upvotes, dozens of sales. Such a really cool product. Installs in just seconds. I can see why you guys are loving it. Hit that QR code. Start your spring cleaning early, on time. I don't know if it's early or it's on time right now, but start your spring cleaning. I think you guys are going to love Flippr and using this product the same way that Marcy and I have.
and I have to say, I just noticed Janice chimed in the chat with a great comment, and that is that it's such a great adaptive tool. So for people that have mobility issues, and I am right away, I thought of my mom, who she can't get down there to do a dustpan
Right.
anymore. So it's brilliant for that, for sure. And I was even also thinking of my son who's in college, and unless it's super easy to do, he's probably not going to clean. So I love that this makes it super easy. It's all in one. He's not doesn't have a bunch of different tools he needs to find to keep things swept and looking good, especially parents' weekend when I come to scope it all out. This might help him a bit.
Love that.